Yo. Welcome back to another episode of Assassin 4. Man, let me tell you, we just coming off a wild weekend of college hoops. Both the women and men's side had some crazy results. We're going to get into that later. But first, we got to talk about the breaking news of the day. With the playoffs just around the corner, the Denver Nuggets have gave some pink slips, not only to coach Michael Malone, but Calvin Booth, the GM as well. Now we thought when the Memphis Grizzlies got rid of Taylor Jenkins that we thought that was a shocker, but today marked a tie between a coach getting rid of right before the end of the season. Malone, unfortunately, has tied that record of being released that close to the end of the regular season. So, fellas, I mean, damn! Like, what's going on? And then, our Denver person over here, Mr. Dr. R. Squire, please give us some analysis. What's going on in your Denver neighborhood, man? I know it ain't the Buffaloes, but you gotta know something was going on out there, man.
No, something's going on. It was a shocker. I found out like when NBA Today was on earlier. It's got to be something. I know Joker was talking about. I ain't even gonna say that part because that's gonna get Corey started. But yeah, I know Joker was complaining about stuff. I guess it happened, maybe 2 days ago, or this has been something that's been going on for
since the Pacers game.
Last week or two. Yeah, since they lost to the Pacers. Something's been going on. I think something that had been kind of brewing, or something that's just kind of been an underlying issue for a while, to be able to let Malone go and the GM go.
Yeah.
I think my guess is that they see themselves as not being a contender anymore, and they kind of feel like they'd rather not be stuck in the lame duck process and rather just start with another coach, or they have maybe another person in mind, or another GM in mind. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense. Like the Taylor Jenkins thing didn't make sense, but I guess like that was because didn't want Jenkins there anymore.
Right.
Maybe Joker didn't want Malone there anymore for whatever reason, but I really don't know why. Like you're not in a terrible situation. You're still competitive. The West is the West. The West is always going to have 6, 7 teams that are going to look good throughout the regular season. That could potentially come out the West. I mean, this year it's about maybe 4 or 5 teams that look or are in that conversation. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Like none of this makes sense to me, especially a week before the postseason starts.
Okay, and before we get to you, Corey, I just want to drop some context because once there's some firings, my favorite part is when all of a sudden all these reports start dropping. Like I couldn't be dropping these joints during the regular season, but one of the reports, it seems like Calvin Booth and Malone was just seeing eye to eye. There was some rumors that they was talking behind each other's back. Booth didn't like how. And of course, Russ somehow gets involved with everything when a team is not on track. He didn't like how Russ was getting minutes over certain players and stuff like that. And of course, one of the main things that was talked about, as Dave alluded to, was the defensive efficiency of the overall team. They was only 20th this year. I mean, but Calvin was first there when they won a championship in 2023, and we realized they had players like KCP, Bruce Brown, and then they had Thomas Bryant and everything. And all those players left after they got the championship.
Yep.
And, when you win a championship, one of the first things that really goes is like those role players, because other teams seek after them to kind of like bring that championship experience to that team and kind of like build off of that. Or the players just leave because, they want to reign. They're going to go for the payday now. Like they accomplished that team goal that everybody wants. So, when you lose those 3 quality players like that, and you also lose my boy Uncle Jeff, he was like a good solid vet good voice for the team, good role player. He still got a little gas in the tank left in him. When you lose quality players like that, and you still trying to bring in some of the rookies that you drafted over the years, you still trying to fill out some other players. You still got players on your farm and G League trying to bring up. Things are going to look different. Now that you're the champs, teams are going to be coming after you. There's more tape on you, so things going to be different. And we also got point out there that players like Aaron Gordon has missed some games. He's pretty much like their best defensive player. He hasn't been fully healthy this season, so he's not like he was in 2023. But like you said, it's just the top. What this league has shown me this year is nobody's safe.
Nah.
When it comes to the players, the coaches, the GM, the timing don't matter. You're not safe. We see generational players get traded, like Luka. We seen coaches getting let go damn near March and April, right before we get to the postseason. It's Corey. I'm going to you. It's just. I mean, before we get where you got, yeah, Dave. It's just wild.
I was just going to add one other thing. I think, like, based on what you're saying, is front offices trying to get their power back, because the past 10, 15 years has been about player empowerment, right? And to your other point about who the Nuggets had been drafted in the last 2 or 3 years, and them not getting as much playing time. So guys like Julian Strawther and Peyton Watson. I think Peyton Watson's been in the rotation at least. I think he'll be there, and then he'll not be in there or whatever. But I think those guys, maybe that was the issue, or they weren't. Malone and Booth weren't seeing eye to eye about that. So I kind of get that, but I think the front offices are just trying to get their power back.
Yeah, agree. Only you, Corey.
Wow. All I know is I was just working. Across my phone. What the streets was telling me, a certain star player, quote unquote, everybody's favorite MVP, they say he should have 5. He was upset about the defensive rotations. He didn't like the defense that the team. I'm sorry. Defense and Joker just don't mix to me. Can the man even jump? Like, I don't even know. Can he slide his feet? I really don't know. I haven't seen him slide his feet. I saw the Olympics. I've seen him in various playoffs. I don't know. Can a cone even move? That's all I need to know. But yeah, no, honestly, if you ask me, this comes down to him. Like, I do kind of agree with what Dre said. This is ownership trying to take back the team itself, but you just don't make that move for Mike Malone. Like, we can say whatever we want about Mike Malone, but Mike Malone is actually probably one of the better NBA coaches in the league at this point. He and we saw a post as well that said like he would it was like he was one of 6 NBA coaches that were there before the pandemic. And we understand why he was there, like why he was there so long. He literally built that team from scratch. He built that team back up from where they used to be after Melo had left. He helped give them notoriety. Yeah. And now you're just allowing him to walk and go to someplace else. That's a wild one to me. Like, I don't understand how you make that move. You got to trust in what your coach wants to do. It doesn't seem like his message was falling on deaf ears, because they were still winning games. They weren't crashing out. It was nothing crazy like that. Like, I understand, like, they slid in a few games the past few weeks, but that's still not bad. You're going to the playoffs at the end of the day. If you're going to make that move, you have to make that move in the offseason. You don't do it like
and I think that's what my problem is. Like, the reasoning for Taylor Jenkins, is because your main player wasn't rocking with the offense. And to be honest, the way Memphis was playing on offense, when it seems like it was too much isolation ball and not enough ball movement, I can understand why you wanted 2 or 3 weeks to kind of try something new and kind of unlike Ja. It seems like it's been working for them. So I kind of understand that, even though it's still crazy to fire coach that soon into the playoff. But with this move, when you have a championship head coach, and I know we have our disagreements about like the Denver Nuggets championship run, all of that, but at the end of the day, he's a championship winning coach, and he beat the teams that were in front of him. And there's some teams that he actually has he actually owns a winning record over the years and everything like that. So it's not like Michael Malone doesn't know ball. He actually knows ball. So I understand the defense has slipping, but you're still a team that is on the cusp of probably still going to win at least 50 wins. Possibly, I know it's like 5 games left, but you can still get to 50 wins, which is an achievement alone in this league. And Joker's have one of his best seasons too, as well. So it's not like they're not like the Philadelphia 76ers or the Phoenix Suns, where it's like a total drop off out of nowhere and it's like huge disappointment. At some point, yeah, the defense is not going to be the same like it was when again, you had lost some players and some key pieces that added to that championship run. So I understand there was some frustration there, but I put it in the chat earlier. It's going to be an interesting offseason from the movements that we saw between the coaches, the GMs, and the player personnel. Mm-hmm. I gotta give a shout out. I think Andrew Bailey. He writes on the Denver Nuggets. The first thing he said after both firings was, "What's going to be the asking price for somebody like Brad Stevens to come to Denver?"
Ooh.
What's going to be the asking price for him to come to Denver?
But here's the thing: I don't think that their personnel would match their offense, because you have to think about the type of offense that they play, opposed to what Brad Stevens is going to want to implement.
But I think you just want him to just be in the GM role. I understand that he has a hand on the offense, and that's because he was the coach before he went up, and then he let Udoka, and then eventually Missouri. That was really just like, I'm just going upstairs to get the players and the money right, but we still going to run the same type of offense. I think if you bring him in over there, it's more going to be like, look, we have Joker. Joker is different from Tatum and Jaylen Brown. These are two different styles of players. So what can you bring in to at least help defensive play? Because Boston bring in good defensive players.
Right.
Hey, we know that for a fact.
What if Stevens go over there and it's a setup job?
Oh man,
it's a setup job.
It's conspiracy.
You know, I gotta get my conspiracy. What if it's a setup job? You know what Boston is? Boston they set up a lot of things in the past.
I put it like this. I don't put it past anything that is going to go on this offseason, because it's a lot of moving pieces. We got some theories going on about where Mike Malone might be going. I know Corey, you alluded to this. He's like, or I think it was either T or our boy KD in the chat. It was like
the
Spurs might be looking at him. We can see a team like Milwaukee look at him, because this might be like the last ditch effort to try to keep Giannis in Milwaukee. And because, Damon's only getting older, and we know there's been rumbling. And when you hear some rumblings about a certain player, kind of like, hey, the team needs to kind of do this and establish a more championship contending team, I start to believe it, because once you have success once, you get addicted to it. You need more success. And Giannis is that type of player that he doesn't just want to go out with just that one championship ring. Mm-hmm. He wants more. So, Michael Malone, he's going to be a sought-after coach, regardless if you're a struggling team looking to improve, or you're a contending team thinking you just need a new voice to kind of get your players back in line. But again, this is going to be an interesting offseason. We got two coaches that are used to being in the postseason that's out on the market right now. So
could Malone go to Memphis?
He could.
I think that's too young of a team, though.
If you ask me, he might be the perfect coach for them, because he has that voice that you would listen to. He's very disciplined. Obviously, he comes from a coaching tree. His dad was a coach as well. Mm-hmm. And like, even if we look at his actual resume of where he's coached at, I'm not going to say he coached at all scrub teams or whatever, but he's coached LeBron. He's coached Steph in Golden State and everything. He's been there. So
he's the only coach that DeMarcus Cousins ever liked in Sacramento.
Exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm. So he has a certain discipline. It's a certain aura about him that you look for in a coach that you would want a young team to have. It's not like a Udoka, because like Udoka is cool, but he's still going to implement a lot of things, and you're going to listen to it. So I feel like he might be the perfect coach for Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, when you got a resume like Mike Malone, you got your options. You can go to a young future come-up team like the Spurs. You can go to an established team like Milwaukee. Hell, and I'm gonna throw my team out there. Look, if you want to go to the Wizards, knowing that we got a top 3 draft pick coming, and you want to what you did for Denver, you want to do for DC to kind of, even show up your resume, you can do that. Like he's the type of coach where he has options. He's going to have a long list of teams, and hell, we're going to probably see teams get rid of their coaches in the offseason, so they have a better opportunity to get him on their staff. So again, I won't be surprised if we see some shakeups in this offense, not just for player personnel, but GM and coaching personnel too, because you got the Spurs job that's looking real good. You got Denver is now open. Memphis is there. So, hey, man. And
we just talked about Sacramento. What if he wants to go back there?
That's enough. I will see. I'll have to see what Sacramento doing because they still Bulls West out there to me. So they're gonna, and then Sabonis and DeRozan, they already talking about like what we gonna do because I don't want to be in the middle of a packed team. And shoot, T already throw the Hornets in the ring for Malone too. He's like, hey, look, man, fuck Charles Lee.
I will sign Charles Lee pink slip for him.
Damn, man.
Hey, Dave,
damn.
It's an ugly business, Dave.
A championship. Look, we the Murder Hornets. We need some type of discipline like that.
He might be the reason. He might be the one that actually get LaMelo under control, and then actually. So that's what it's like. You can go each way, Mike Malone. You control your next destination wherever you want to go because you're going to be a sought-after coach. You have the pedigree to do something. So
yeah, I believe that Malone is like a coach that does do he holds his players to a high standard. He keeps them accountable. That's what I noticed
and
about
he can
him.
motivate them
Day in and day out. He does motivate. Yeah,
he makes his star players become superstars. We've seen that everywhere. He makes his star players superstars. So
yep, he does. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he goes. He has his pick of the litter. He can go anywhere he wants. Anywhere.
Yes. So hopefully, any other coaches can at least make it through this Sunday before they get by.
Oh my God,
bro! This is I ain't seen so many interim tags before postseason in my life, bro. I'm like, golly, at this juncture, at that.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Just wait till May, bro. Like, just one more month, man. Like, at least see
because you still got a chance. You still got a chance, but I'm not going. When we get back into NBA playoff mode, we can discuss more, especially when we have the whole crew back on. But yeah, we have to make sure we cover the shock of the day because man, we just didn't see this coming at this juncture of the season, but. But with one coach big
thing I want to talk about, like I wanted to come in and talk about how they were sliding down the standings. Now I gotta wait on that. I have to wait for my slam.
I don't know. They might be the 8th seed by the time we record next time. So who knows?
Hey, just hold. Hey, Corey. You know my favorite meme, man. Just put it back in the. Just put it back in. Just put it back in.
That's what I'm doing is over here. Gun in the safe.
Put it back in the safe. We got time. Just put it back in the safe, man. It's not time yet, man. Hey, but with one coach out the door, man, we also got to say goodbye to another great season of college hoops. We have both sides determining their championship for the men and women. And you know how I always do on this podcast. It's always about ladies first, man. So we're going to talk about the Final Four and the final results for the women's college basketball tournament. Look, man, you see what my boy got on, man. You know what happened, man.
Call 12.
Before we go, I'm gonna do some breakdown real quick. We're gonna do some breakdown. I know last episode we was thinking about who could potentially be in the championship round, which we were correct. We pretty much decided it was going to be UConn versus South Carolina. We just didn't know UConn was going to have a dominant game against UCLA. I'm talking about blew them hoes out the gym. Like, damn, they got them hoes out of their day.
Oh man, the crash was crazy. It was so crazy.
I'll say, yo, and then they followed up with that performance against Don Staley and them. Hey, man, look, when and y'all saw I posted on our story. I picked UConn to win for a reason because I felt like after they beat South Carolina the first time, I felt like the Geno UConn team that people were waiting for finally arrived. And AZ Fudd, she found her confidence. And then from that point on, we saw what happens when you put a healthy AZ Fudd and a healthy Paige Beckers in the same backcourt together. And this is the results we saw. So I know you've been waiting for this opportunity. You've been starving, my brother. This brother's starving.
Starving like
He was
Marvin.
hungry. Man, I ain't seen Dave this hungry since that Columbia trip. If you
Hey,
know, you know.
Hey, man. Hey, dog. Look, bro. Ever since that trip, bro, I've been so subconscious about when I go to restaurants. I'm like, y'all got my order, right? Y'all got my order, right? Y'all not gonna just like pass by me and shit, right? Really, for our audience, for just to let y'all inside the joke. We in a restaurant. It's like 15 of us, 15, 20 of us. We all order. We all take turns ordering. The food comes out one by one by one. I think Dre sitting to the left of me or something. Like either BT sitting across from me, Dre sitting to whatever, and our boy Ant sitting over here. They all get their food one by one, one by one. And I'm like, everybody gets their food down the road one by one. And everyone all the waitresses get passing me by with plates. And I'm like, y'all do know our order, right? Y'all know our order, right? It was bad. And then my boy Malachi, he was egging me on and shit, and I got real pissed off. So hey, yeah, I mean, I've been subconscious ever since that moment. But I ain't starving no more though. I ain't starving no more. So I'll get into some analysis first here, about the Final Four. So yeah, I didn't expect that blowout win against UCLA either. I thought it would be a much closer game, like we talked about. A factor that I missed talking about is the size that I mean, we all know about Paige, Azzy, Sarah Strong, but I left out people like Gina El Alfie, or I think a redshirt freshman. I think this is her sophomore year, but she redshirted because she was injured all last year. So she played a factor as far as like, just size and length, and like front court size and length. Being able to disturb Betts and Hawkes and all them. Once UConn gets active defensively and you have no answer for it, hey, like, it's hard to beat a team that can strap you up and then go pull up on three on you, and like on the next one. So UConn, I think UCLA just didn't have any answer for it, and I think after the game, Betts was talking about they just kind of got hit in the mouth and weren't ready to respond back. They weren't maybe ready for the moment, and that's all it came down to. But they're going to be returning most of their team back next year, so they'll be in the mix again. So, but yeah, this game against South Carolina, the first quarter, it kind of went how I thought it would go, because I knew South Carolina would come out aggressive.
Right.
Powell hit that three to start off the game, and it was kind of back and forth like throughout really the first quarter. So I was like, yeah, that's when I said this is going to be a classic, because I thought this is how the rest of the game is going to go. They're going to go back and forth. But like you said, Ray, it was a classic ass whooping. I was not expecting how that go. But the thing about it, to kind of sum it up, is that when South Carolina went on scoring droughts, because they went on scoring droughts throughout the second quarter, and then the third quarter they were trying to make runs, and Gino would call a quick timeout, even if it was after they would score 2 or 4 points, and then they would make adjustments. And
that was smart.
So when South Carolina had scoring droughts, UConn would either they would have a little bit of scoring droughts as well, but they were able to capitalize a little bit more than South Carolina was able to. And and you could say that if South Carolina was able to hit their threes and hit shots, then yeah, the game would be a lot closer. I agree. But also UConn, we left a lot of chicken on the
Yeah,
table.
y'all did too. Y'all did too. Y'all did too.
We
Because
missed
I
a lot
think
of layups.
y'all missed a lot of layups and y'all didn't hit your first three until the end of the first half.
End of the second quarter. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So both teams, I can honestly say both teams they was kind of cold from the perimeter until UConn caught hot in the second half. But the main thing that I saw and this is kind of going to the coaching matchup more than the player matchup, there was a lot of isolation that was created because the teams were focusing on Page, and then that helped. It helped Sarah Strong and AZ get more off and more efficient with their scoring, and it kind of opened things up for the rest of the team because you saw if you watched the game that they had Paige isolated on one side of the floor, and then there was a lot of action going on the opposite side. And then once they got off that pick and roll, Paige was able to literally able to dissect okay, AC open in the corner, I'm gonna dish it to her. Oh, Sarah Strong is coming off the pick and roll, I'm gonna dish it to her. So when it was just one of those times where it was like great teams, and both of them were great teams, but UConn just really just had the better players, and we kind of haven't seen that from them over the last couple of years. Like Paige has been there, and she's been one of the best college basketball players ever out of UConn, but she never had any help. So it's really kind of like just been on her. So this was like the first year that she didn't have to carry the burden on her shoulder. Like AZ's been healthy, and AZ just picked South Carolina apart, not once but twice. Like this is the reason why AZ was the number one ranked recruit out of high school when she was coming into UConn, and people actually thought at one point that she might be even better than Paige Beckers herself. So I'm glad she finally got her shine because this was what a coming out party for her. She saw that her and Sarah was going to be a force going into next season. So
yeah, and Sarah, man, God bless, man. Sarah Strong, oh my goodness, yo. Like
she's gonna be one of those ones you're gonna remember. She's gonna be one of those ones you're gonna remember.
Definitely, and I've never seen Azzy like so shifty like that in a game. I've never seen that. She's
finally healthy.
Yeah,
she's finally healthy. For context, because AC Flush, she played in the WCAC in this area, so she actually had an injury in high school too. So she's been dealing with ACLs and knee injuries pretty much throughout her whole career up until this point. So the fact that, we heard the stories that, Steph Curry and his team kind of helped her out with the rehab and everything. So I think something like that finally got her healthy. And then that South Carolina game was the one where she finally found her confidence. Like, yes, I'm one of those top players, not on this team, but in the whole damn country. So that's what propelled UConn from that game on into the tournament, that why they finished strong and why they the champions.
Exactly, man. And it was only right to go through South Carolina because this was, I mean, if you look over, I think like overall in women's college basketball, you can say like UConn's like the gold standard because of the national championships, the Final Four appearances, the amount of people that go to the WNBA and everything. Yeah. But if you look at just from 2015 to 2025, the standard has not been us. It's been South Carolina. And so I wanted to go through them because, I mean, they essentially have adopted, like they over the last 10 years had three national championships, and I think they've been to the Final Four all those years except maybe like one or two years. So I didn't want it any other way except to play them because that to be the champs, you got to beat the champs. And that's been the standard the last 10 years. Since UConn won their last championship in 2016, it's been them. It's been them. Like, so I know like seeing like Dawn losing and everything and her team letting her down and them kind of just, kind of not living up to expectations in that game kind of hurt. But it's all respect and everything.
Yeah, still shout out to Dawn because this is probably one of her better coaching jobs because we know they had a deep team, but we know, especially with the lack of front court depth that she used to having, there was no Aaliyah Boston, there was no Camila Cardoso. Ashley Watkins went down with an injury this year, and of course, no Aja Wilson. So there was a lot of things that she had to figure out on the fly during the season. Ah, shit.
Yeah, that's the time.
Whatever. Hold on. I didn't miss that other team with North Carolina slander, right? I missed that slander already.
Right here. Yeah.
Each game, it was different each night, but UConn, which just had a better team, they had 3 of the best players on the floor since that their first matchup since that South Carolina game. So, I mean, we pretty much break down the X and O's and everything. I mean, is there anything you want to get off before we let Dave have his little moment?
Ain't nothing little about this moment. This moment.
Pause, man.
Hey, chill out, son. Hey, chill out, son. That's wild. That's wild, bro.
Yeah,
that's fucking wild, son. We're gonna give you a tech, dog. That's a tech. Yeah, you got one more, tech, bro. You got one more before you get thrown out, son. You get one more, bro. Flagrant as fuck, bro. Flagrant as fuck.
That was filthy.
This nigga, bro. Yeah, but nah, bro. Yeah, we all predicted the championship game, UConn versus South Carolina. To me, it was the 2 best teams in the nation, but the best team won, bro. Like, It wasn't no ifs, ands, buts about it. Like, that performance they put on, that was a masterclass performance, bro. Mm-hmm. When they say a team is looking like a well-oiled machine, that's that team.
Yeah.
When Paige, AZ, and Sarah clicking like that, no team was going to beat them, bro. I don't care who was on the floor. No team was going to beat them.
Yeah.
So, and it was just their time, bro. You know, people say when it's your time, it's your time. It was Paige Becker's time to get the championship.
Yeah.
Like, we see the first year, you know what I'm saying, went to the Final Four. We seen her go to the championship game the second year. Then we seen the injuries. And now this year was just the time. You know what I'm saying? She put in the work. It's like the redemption story, bro.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. In respect to South Carolina and Don, you know, they got a good thing going on down there. I jumped in when you said they didn't have no post players. They didn't. If you look at all her championship teams, Asia, Aaliyah, Cardoso.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A dominant post player. They didn't have that this year. And for her to still get to the championship game says a lot about her coaching ability, bro. So, yeah, man. I didn't expect the outcome to be that widespread. I expected the
first ass BTA.
Yeah. But the team who I thought was going to won it in respect to them because I wanted them to win it anyway. So that's my 2 cents on it. So go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, so it's your time, Dave. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most complete team that UConn has had in the last, I want to say, 7-8 years. Maybe since like Nafisa Collier was there. They had Katie Lou and all them. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it was like BT, like you were saying, it was time, man. Like, you know, Paige needed this one, in my opinion. I think, she was a legend without it. But as far as like, you know, UConn legends, like the status to be along with like Lobo and Taurasi and Bird and Swim Cash and Tina Charles and everybody more, all of them that came before her, you need a championship. Now,
can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Can I say one thing? This fits on her on the Mount Rushmore, bro. She needed this to be on the Mount Rushmore to me.
Yeah.
It's three that's on there. You got Stewie, Diana, and Maya. Them 3 on there. I think this one put Paige up there, bro.
I think so too.
Sorry, but
the stats, you know, she broke records at UConn, man.
Yeah.
Player of the year, freshman year. So I mean,
I'm saying all the accolades, man. But now that we got the analysis and the flowers out the way, it's time to really get off. I'm Mr. Get Off. Ain't no squabble up here. But I'm Mr. Get Off. Let's go ahead and play this music real quick.
My God.
Call 12. Hey, call 12 if you want to. We got 12 of them things. 12 national championships. Hey, this is crazy. I gotta get my mind right. Just look, bro. It don't matter. He might beat your ass in Columbia, South Carolina, and then come back and then 2 months later beat your ass in Tampa, Florida. It don't matter. This ain't Burger King, but we having our way. We having our way against South Carolina any day across the Milky Way. It don't matter. It don't matter, bro. Like, We beat your ass twice. 2 months, like in 2 months span, and recorded. You want to lie to me about South Carolina and want me to believe it? You must think I'm mooring. We fucking the whole game up. We're on national championships, homie. We're on national championships. See, y'all beat our ass back in 2022. It was whatever, man. Y'all had the better team. South Carolina had the better team.
Yeah.
But you don't get mad. I just get even. Like Vanessa sometimes said, I just get even. I get even.
Shit.
That's all, bro. Hey, look. I ain't got nothing to do.
Why is this on point, bro?
It's all respect. It's all respect to Don Staley. It's all respect to South Carolina and what they've done since she's gotten there.
It's respect to them as a school, not a state. Not a state.
As a basketball, as a women's
Corey with the feature.
As women's basketball program is respect. But look, Don crashing out and everything. I know it was sad to see, but I specialize in cashing out, not stopping your team from crashing out. That's what I'm about, bro. That's what I'm about. Come on, bro. Hey, I take my 12 national championships and I load them into a Tahoe. Got me feeling like Rollo. Come on now. Yeah. Let the beat rock. Yeah. I just get even. So now we're even. You gave Don gave Gino his first loss in a national championship game. We just returned the favor. We just got even.
What the fuck is the book at?
We just got even, bro.
That's all. That's right with that nigga, bro. That's right with that nigga.
Boy, he got it, dog.
Dave got the book, man.
That's all I gotta say.
It's not composition book. It's the Dave book now.
That's all I gotta say, man. We
What
just
the
got
fuck?
even. Don got one loss in the title game. Gino got one in the title. We just got even. We got even. That's all. That's why I wanted it. No one. Hey, like
your team crash out. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bars.
Yeah.
Bars.
Yeah.
Bar.
That's what it is. Hey, look, we crashed.
I need that funk flex. I needed that funk like.
If he would have told me he was saying that, I would have had that prepared.
You got to add a tropaholic on behind that joint, bro. Damn, son.
Yeah,
Damn,
where'd you find this?
Facts.
Hey, man.
Yeah. July 4th weekend, man. We out this month. You know how the mixtapes used to be back in the day, bro. DJ drama. Oh, that's the gangster grills,
hey,
bastard.
Look, man, we might beat
party
your ass.
Dave out here.
Hey, man, we might beat your ass on Valentine's Day weekend and then come back right before Easter. They beat your ass again, bro. We don't know, bro. We don't know, bro. You lock. Hey, look. Oh man, put the beat back on, man. Fuck all that. Put the beat back on. Put the beat back on, man. I forgot all about this flavor I had, man. Hey, look, y'all. I got a text Saturday night talking about, I got South Carolina by double digits on Sunday. And then it was a group text because somebody was like, hey, hold on, play this beat back again, damn it. Play this beat back again. Yeah, let's go. So yeah, it was like, one dude was like, yeah, I got South Carolina by double digits. And another guy was like, yeah, I got the money line already on South Carolina. And I'm like, word? Huh? He's sweet out here. He's sweet out here. Is that what's going on? What made how the tournament was going for South Carolina? What made you believe that they was going to smack us by double digits? What made you believe?
That's crazy.
All because of a second half.
Hey, y'all know what I say about parlays. Y'all know how I feel. You know what I say about parlays.
All because of the second half. They looked good against Texas in the second half. All because they were dominant in that second half. The only times they were dominant were the second half against Texas and against whoever they played in the first round. That was it. They struggled all through like second round, 16, Elite Eight. What made you believe that they were gonna smack us by double digits? You didn't know that we could scrap up. I hope you get that money back. I hope you don't get that money back. But don't know why you're making a decision like that to make that bet.
I must say, Dave, this is one of your better joints. I must admit, this is one of your better joints, man. You had some bars lined up in that one. You was in the basement with that shit. Where Tigger at?
This was
Big
Dave's
Tigger?
This was Dave's Grammy family freestyle right here. This
Exactly.
Yeah, dog. I'm Big Tigger out here, man. I got the basement now, man.
Hey, look, man. Yeah. But look for everyone. That was our conclusion for women's college basketball. Like I told before the pod, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get some episode queued up next week since the WNBA draft is literally on Monday coming up. So of course we're gonna break down some WNBA stuff, go over what's been going on in the off season with player movement, unrivaled league, all that stuff. So be on the lookout for that episode coming soon to y'all. But look, now that we show some love to the ladies, let's get over to the men's side. We had the Final Four of between Florida and Auburn versus then we on the other side we had Duke versus Houston. Before we get analysis of the first Final Four game between Florida and Auburn, classic SEC battle, going back and forth, tough physical game. Look like the better two teams, but of course Florida, they have a deep roster. They was able to pull that game out in the end. Walter Clayton he was hooping. He had like 34 that game. Boy was just hooping out there, man. Like the boy couldn't miss at some point. That was a good game. But the game that everybody's been talking about of the weekend, before we get to the championship game, the Final Four matchup between Houston and Duke.
Damn, man.
I mean, all thing I can say is it was good to go to church on Sunday because the devil lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was good to go to church on Sunday because the devil lost. But the fashion how they did it was all-time fumble, choke job, whatever you want to call it. I mean,
shout out to John Shire.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, wanted me to tell you this is damn near one of the best two teams that they have rostered, probably on par with the one that won the last championship for them. So, I mean, if you could get it done now, win. How? But I mean, we could get into the breakdown. I mean, look, 6 with 33 seconds left.
No, it's a little bit more than that, bro. Because the way Houston came back was so, to me, I described it as blue collar. Because they should not have been able to come back.
No business.
They should not have been able to come back. Because look, a minute and 14 left, I believe. What had happened? I think they were down 6, I believe, or I think they were.
I thought it was 8.
No, they were down 5.
It's like 6. It's like 6.
They were down 5. So I'm gonna go back to the moment they were down 5. A minute and 14 left, right? Mm-hmm. No, they were down 6. They were down 6. No, they were down 5. They were down 5. My bad.
Pick a number, Dave.
They were down. They were down 5.
I'm gonna go look it up real quick.
I had to go back to the moment. So a minute 14 left. They down 5. Houston had just scored, right, to cut it the lead to 5. Duke is trying to inbound the ball. Houston, bunch of big motherfuckers and everything.
The CDL bros.
The dude reaches over the line like Sion James is
oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, over the line. It's a tech. Knipple goes to the other side and hits a free throw, and then what happens after that is they inbound the ball again, and so Duke has a possession, and so at that point, I'm thinking okay, it's still like a minute and 14 left. You're only down 6. 30-second shot clock. You can play defense straight up and then go down and get a 2 and then and do the foul game. So that's what happened. Duke went down, tried to had a possession, missed the shot or whatever, and the commentators during this whole time are like, "Why Houston's not fouling?" I'm surprised. I'm like, "No, they shouldn't foul. They have time left that they don't have." They can play defense straight up. They got the rebound, and that's when they now Emmanuel Sharp hits a 3 to cut it to 3, right?
Yeah.
So then I think there's like 33 seconds left or 32 seconds left or something like that. At that point, Duke tries to inbound the ball. They try to inbound it to Proctor. Houston hits the ball out of bounds. The next time, Duke is inbounds the ball. It gets deflected.
Yep.
Duke, like one of the Houston players, gets it, runs to the 3-point line, shoots a three, misses it, and then I think it was Juwan Roberts gets the putback dunk to cut it down the wall. And I think Duke calls a timeout right after that.
Yep.
And then after that, they inbound the ball. Proctor gets fouled, and then Proctor it's a one-on-one. It's a 1-and-1.
Yep.
Proctor misses the free throw. Cooper goes over the back, which everyone's saying it's an egregious. I think it was over the back. It was over the back. It was, to me, it was the right call because it was over the back. Maybe not in that. Maybe in that moment you kind of hold the whistle, but it was the right call in my opinion. And credit to Juwan Roberts. He goes down, hits 2 free throws.
62.5%.
Yeah, 62.5% from the field. But Tyrese Proctor, I didn't know this. As well as he was shooting in the tournament, he's only 68%. He's only 68% from the free throw line. And during the tournament, he was shooting 50% from the free throw line.
The moment was too big. The moment was too big.
I didn't know. I thought he was a better free throw shooter than that. And then you know what happens next. Duke is down 1. Cooper gets the ball. Got a good shot. Got a decent shot. Got a decent look. It was just short. It was just short. And then after that, you know, like, I mean, even when Duke got the ball back, down 3 seconds left, I think they still like were able to still have a decent shot at it. But if Tyrese Proctor, it's hard to have the wherewithal to know that how much, like, you're thinking that the time is about to hit 0, but he had one more dribble. If he knew he had one more dribble, he probably could have got a better shot. But hey, it was just crazy how all that went, because with the technical foul, and even before that, Houston had some boneheaded plays. Like even when they were down 7, Houston like was fouling, and like, why you fouling? Like there's still like a minute and a half. Why are you fouling? But there were some things that they were doing. I was like, okay, but then Emmanuel Sharp hit that big shot to cut it down to 3, and then you know, the deflection to get the ball back. Yeah, those were the 2 biggest plays that swung everything. And I think, and I already knew. Looking at Malik's face and Flat, like looking at those young freshman, sophomore face, like those underclassmen faces, I was like, yeah, they nervous, because I saw the same thing. I saw the same thing even last year against NC State when they lost in the Elite Eight. I'm like, yeah, they're getting outclassed by a team of
CDLs
players that have been there, you know.
CDL, the CDL, bro. But before I know you've been. Before I take it over to the UNC bros real quick, I do want to say one of the main points, and we're going to take this into the championship game when they play Florida. The 2 biggest things that Houston can hold his hat on is their defense. Their defense was stellar throughout the game. Even when they was down, the defense was stellar throughout the game, because you're talking about a Duke team that was scoring damn near 90 and close to 100 mark 2 times in this tournament. First half, you held them to 34. They finished the game with 67 points. You know you're doing well on defense when you're holding a team that's used to scoring high and efficient down to those low scoring margins. But damn it, what do we say about them in our bracketology episode? That offense be going nowhere, and you be like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like that shit. It's just like when you like. Hey, look, they listen to the DS2 intro and get the reverse results, man. They said they thought it was a drought. Yes, it was a fucking drought, my guy. Like, you ain't getting none that night, brother. like, goddamn, the waterfall's been cut off for y'all, because, golly, it was some bad offense out of that Houston. But hey, look, man, they found a way to knock down those shots to beat Duke. So, hey, it is what it is with that. But taking over to BT and Corey, man. Hey, say what y'all got to say, man. You know, I'm going to let y'all do y'all.
Hey, man. I'm going to keep it a stack, bro. I ain't going to hold you. Like, I already had my mental prepared. I thought Duke was gonna win the championship, bro. Like, I really did. I was getting prepared for these dumb behind fans talking their ish.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
already mentally prepared because I even picked Duke to get to the championship, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Possession. The very next possession, bro, this man got that block. I was like, oh my gosh, it's over, bro. And I turned the TV off too. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's getting over. I ain't trying to see these niggas celebrating. So I'm laying down. I'm laying down.
Real shit.
I'm laying down. My phone go ding. I'm like, oh, so the game already over. All right, cool. So I look at it. This joint said Houston tied the game. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Houston tied the game.
I was like, hold
real quick, bro. Let me turn this game on real quick. I'm like, how this happened? I'm like, dog, I've never seen a choke job like this in the game, bro. Never, yo.
And Duke done had some choke jobs.
And Duke done had some choke. If you up by 6 with 35 seconds left, there's no way you can win that game, bro.
Against a team like Houston.
Yes.
You got to put that a game like Houston. Houston is not a team, even with this being their best year from the perimeter. This is not a team where you can be like, oh yeah, they're going to get consistent buckets. Because if they could, they would be the overall favorites to win it all. In my opinion, with this defense, if they can score.
Houston is allergic to offense, like Joker is allergic to defense.
Defense, facts. Right. Nah, that's facts, bro. But yeah, man. Needless to say, Saturday night was a beautiful night for me. I woke up Sunday morning. I was like, whoo, it's a beautiful day. Because them daggone Blue Devils is not in the championship game. Because I was prepared for these Duke fans to be talking their ish, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But shout out to Houston, bro. Shout out to Calvin Sampson, 910. 910, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it was a beautiful day. And I know my team trash, but anyways, go Hills. Let's get it.
At the end of the day, like how I told somebody the other day, when your op is down, don't matter where your team is at. It's just the fact that your op is down.
And what a beautiful way for them dudes to go out in the Final Four like that. It was just so beautiful to watch, bro.
I'm about to say,
so beautiful to watch.
Season ended. Everybody still got the same number of national championships, bro.
Exactly.
And another thing, and I'm gonna let Corey cook. Since these dudes ain't been to the championship game since 2015, bro. Mm-hmm. The amount of players that came through Duke from 15 to now with no national championship experiences.
Cooper,
Paolo,
Banchero, like man.
RJ Barrett.
Well,
yeah.
Like all these players I done had and ain't been to the championship game since 2015. Meanwhile, UNC done been in 3 championship games since then. And won one since then.
It's crazy that if you think about it, you look at Duke's Mount Rushmore. Most of probably their entire Mount Rushmore never won a ring.
Facts.
You sure? you ain't putting Jason Williams up there?
Leitner Hill.
Hell no.
Some people will put Jay Will up there.
Might be able to put Grant up there.
Grant, Leitner is them two.
I'll put like I understand when you was going. You talking about like off of just like straight talent. You're not talking about like what their overall
talent.
straight talent. Then I can see where you're going with, but I mean, I
was thinking like Tatum. I was thinking
Banchero talent wise.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag talent wise. Kyrie talent wise. Yeah.
Zion, all them.
Wise. Yeah. I can see that.
Fact. Yeah, because
we got to think about it. Because back in the day of like Grant, Christian Leitner, and them boys, like they were complete teams at that point.
Grant was still that dude, though. I ain't gonna hold it. Grant was still that dude.
Grant was that dude.
Grant was that dude, man. Like Grant was that dude, and so was Jay Will. But you know that's there and there and that way. I ain't going over the past. Fuck that shit. We ain't the president. Y'all niggas lost.
Like Go ahead, Corey. Bruh, I've been trying to hold my. I've been doing good with my cursing, bro. But today ain't that day, man. Fuck them niggas.
Woo!
Fuck them niggas, bro.
No.
I won't say.
I'm your avatar. Remember, you gotta let me get that.
I will say this, and I'm not even being funny. I'm not even joking. It's only because he is a friend of the show, and he's like the only person in our chat that actually stands up for his team. I do feel sorry for our boy Royal. Yeah. I do feel sorry for our boy Royal.
Yeah.
I do. Like I'm not even trying to be funny. I do feel because it's just. It's because he has to see shit.
But yeah, respect Royal. I don't feel sorry. No.
Hey,
BT.
They want to feel sorry for us.
I understand. It's respect. It's because he had to see it in person rather from the couch. Like, yeah, like
and he had to be professional too.
exactly.
Well, to be honest with you, this is his second time seeing Duke lose.
I'm about to say that's not his worst loss that he saw.
He sent it to UNC.
Yeah.
And
so ain't nothing worse than that.
And at the end of the day, and this is
it's
all
debatable. It's debatable because it's like it's rival versus like what the fuck did we just watch? Because I can see like for y'all, it's like this is a rivalry game, so they can expect a team like UNC to step up, and the offense is flowing from both sides. We talking about Houston's team. We was just like, bro, y'all going 8 minutes in game time without a bucket. Like this is cringe-worthy offense from Houston at sometimes in these games, and somehow the one time everybody thought this game was decided, y'all dropped this joint. Like that is some ugly shit to watch and witness, man.
Nah, but respect the Roy though, bro, because
he doing his thing out there.
He's man professional and he's doing his thing, bro. Respect to you,
he
bro.
Do.
Real talk, bro. It's just UNC Duke, bro. Other than that, bro, it's all love. You know what I'm
it's all love, man. So,
all love.
So I had to give him a little shout because he was doing his thing. He got some good interviews for the Juke Network. To
the Mellow joint too, bro. Like
that
was huge, bro. Respect, bro. No doubt.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So so now that we got Duke taking that L and not making it to the championship game, we got Florida versus Houston. I mean, and quite honestly, it was more the same fucking thing. If we want to call it a band, bro. Like Houston was playing good defense, but a sign that concerned me in the first half was at one point, dumb bands was shooting 6 from 18 from the field. I say Houston's on that bullshit again, and they was up by like 4, but I was like, y'all shooting 6 from 18 from the field. And then what's crazy, they actually ended the first half strong because they was up like 29-21. And in my head, I was like, oh shit, they got this in the bag because you giving Houston an 8-point lead is damn near double digits. Like you up 16 in my eyes.
They was up 12 with 15 minutes left in the second.
Exactly. So I'm like, shit, this about to be easy money for y'all because y'all ain't coughing up this joint. But Lord behold, and points for our boy T. He was like, the adjustment that Florida made was they did run a lot of horn sets in the second half, which kind of opened up the offense for them. And then, I mean, I don't want to blame everything on officiating, but boy, that whistle was a little different in that second half than it was in that first half. I ain't gonna hold you. It was.
That whole log of
yeah.
And the only foul that Florida got was a foul, and then a technical right after that. And
exactly.
The only time, like when dude lost his cool or whatever, the ball, all that, bruh. I'm like,
and then
what?
And then Dave, you said his name. Sharp was the hero in that Duke game. Boy,
he should have just shot the ball, bro. Like, I don't
care. He was not
bro.
sharp. He was not sharp in that moment. That's all I'm gonna say. He was not sharp in that moment.
I don't care if Walter Clayton is flying at you. Just shoot that motherfucker, bro. Like, bro. Just shoot that motherfucker. Okay, the worst thing that happened. Okay, it'll be blocked. Okay, all right, it might get blocked. Who knows? But that's still better than just letting that shit drop. Like I would just got the turnover and let there be like 3 seconds left or some shit and try to salvage the moment. But nah, man. Like especially because the play was meant for LJ Cryer.
Yeah,
the play was meant for him, and then like I guess because somebody, like I think one of the centers hedged on him while he was being guarded, and then Sharp came around another screen to the top of the 3-point line, and I was like, yo, like when you come off a screen like that, just shoot the ball, bro. Like especially with like the amount of time like that was left, just shoot the ball, dog.
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we just seen a guard have a great run in the tournament. We've seen this movie before. Do y'all think this more of a Kemba Walker type run or a Shabazz Napier type run?
Oh,
because both of them runs was filthy too.
Yeah.
In the tournament,
that was man. The way that Florida was playing, just like if I look at the whole like how they played the whole tournament, it was really like in a lot of their games. The second, like they started slow in the first half, or they had moments in which like they didn't have it all together in the first half, and even in parts of the second half, like against Auburn and against Houston. But Walter Clayton Jr. was able to save the day. Either Walter Clayton Jr. or the the FAU transfer,
That
Martin.
nigga, yeah,
Or,
Will Richardson. That nigga was getting
Yeah.
busy last night, bro.
Yeah.
Will Richards. Yeah, he picked up the
Yeah.
slack. He picked up the slack last night. So I don't know, man. I think this was more. I want to say Shabbat. I want to say Shabbat.
I'm gonna throw another guard out there, Jeremy Lamb. I'm gonna throw another UConn. I think it's kind of something like that where tournament, because the thing about Kemba was coming from the Big East tournament going into the NCAA tournament, and he was just doing some crazy stuff. I'm talking about game winners, that legendary game winners till this day when he broke dude's ankles and got the shot off, and then the way he was dominating the tournament. Because the only reason I won't give him Kemba is because Walter did have a sluggish game in the championship game. He just turned it up at the right moment in the second half.
Yeah.
So he came clutch. So I want to say more like Jeremy Shabazz Napier type because
I was thinking Shabazz.
I'm thinking like Shabazz, when his run, he led the team in points, assists, and rebounds. Like, I think he led in all three of those categories that year. So I don't think Clayton is leading in all three those categories for Florida, but I
say his impact was kind of more like Shabazz because Kemba was just more like electrifying. Kemba was hitting like some crazy clutch shots throughout to the Big East tournament when the Big East tournament was the Big East tournament.
Yeah.
Like you and New York, because he had to play like 3 days in Madison. And that's 5. Okay, 5. Like that's a tough stretch. That's a tough stretch to play those type of games in Madison. Then you had to turn over and play in the NCAA tournament. So that was yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit, he got hung.
No, but those teams were different because that Kemba team in 2011, that was a bubble team when the Big East tournament started.
Yeah, they had to win that joint.
They had to win that joint.
And then 2014, that team was a seven seed, and that team, to me, like that's one of the best UConn runs as far as like out of the 6 championships, because
shout out to Kevin.
Because we beat, shout out to Kevin Ollie for sure. UConn did him dirty. I didn't like how they did him.
Yeah.
But like we beat like 2C Villanova. Before that we beat the Atlantic 10 champ St. John's, and then we beat Iowa State, who had, I think, DeAndre Kane and Georges Niang, I think, on that. Yeah. No, we beat UNC that year.
Nah, Iowa State beat UNC.
Iowa State.
That was Page's sophomore season. They beat UNC.
Yeah, and then Michigan, and we played Michigan State in the Elite Eight. I thought that was going to be it because Michigan State was loaded. Michigan State had Gary Harris
But that's when they lose. That's when they fucking lose.
They were loaded. But we lost. But we beat them because we shut them down on the perimeter. And then we beat Florida in the Final Four, which was the number 1 overall seed. For whatever reason, I can barely name anybody that was on that team. But and then we beat Kentucky, who was an underachieving team at the time, but they had
Julius was the 17th or AC too, right?
They were AC. They had Julius Randle and the Harrison twins.
The twins,
James Young and who else was there? Was Ulis there? No.
Nah, that was after.
Yeah. So, I mean the impact. I say impact, Shabazz impact that as far as like similar to Clayton, I would say that, yeah.
But I would say he did enough in the mocks where he went from like second round to like fringe at the end of the first round draft player. So he did make enough noise where he did raise his draft stock. So, I mean, shout out to him. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't fuck with Florida as a university when it comes to any type of sport. I'm gonna be real with y'all, but it is what it is. I will say though, they did come out probably out of the hardest bracket in the tournament.
Yep.
And they played like every which game. They had games where they dominated. They had games where they were sluggish in the first half but turning on in the second half. They had games where they was down 10 with like 3 minutes left and came back and won that joint. And then, they had a game against Auburn that was tough, but they pulled it out in the end. And then, the game against Houston where pretty much I feel like they're deaf and they just was able to hit more clutch shots at the end than Houston. Because, again, Houston went on a scoring drought with 2 minutes left in the game. Like they were stuck at 6-3 for the longest time, and that was it for them.
And
so,
then it don't help that they had 3 turnovers and 3 straight possessions.
Yeah.
That was
Yep.
ugly too. So.
Yep.
Because they was up by 1, had that turnover on the baseline.
Yeah, Sharp turned it over, I think. Yeah, it went off something. Yeah,
Sharp turned it over too. Yeah, both of them had turnovers. Both your guards had turnovers in critical time.
But speaking of Florida, man, I mean, shit. You know, we been making fun of the SEC when it came to football these last couple of seasons, but they definitely made up for that shit when it comes to basketball. I'm talking about, and I'm just going to talk because we know that both the men and the women feature 2 teams in the Final Four from the SEC, but the men alone have 14 teams go into the NCAA tournament. You had 2 teams in the Final Four, and then you had a champion, and then you have an overall champion. And as you know, for people that don't know, for each participant game that a team from the conference is in, they get paid for that game, and then that money is trickled down to the rest of the conference. So you're already talking about off rip, you're already getting paid for 14 games because of participation. And then they have about 7 teams in the elite and the Sweet 16 after the first weekend, something like that, or 18,
7 or 8, yeah.
So like 7 or 8 teams off the rip. So they was pretty much they was making money every round. And then for the first time this year, the women was getting paid for all their teams. So you had Ole Miss in the Sweet 16. Of course, you had South Carolina, Texas, LSU. So it was so they made some money in this hoop thing, and this just goes to show what we were talking about. They bringing in all that money to the football program. It's been trickling down to all the other sports programs because the SEC was already good in football, and Corey knows baseball, and BT knows track. Those are already 3 things that we knew about the SEC. Like they already going to excel at that. But now that they got their footprint back in basketball, it's going to get crazy. They're already getting key transfer portal recruits on marketing. Tennessee got Maryland guard Jacob Gillespie. Arizona State commit went to Kentucky. Who else? Alabama. Mama Duque went to Kentucky. So
LSU went on the tear. They got 4 or 5 players from the portal.
Yes. So
to keep it tall, the SEC could literally have their own separate. If they want to be Division
it's been talked about. It's a rumor.
They can do it.
If things were shaking a certain way, SEC. I mean, I put SEC's in the best position out of anybody where they could be their own entity, and people are still going to go there and watch because they're producing the best talent, top to bottom. Big Ten is trying to stay with them. Big Ten is trying to stay with them, but it's kind of still just not the same. But the best thing they did was add the teams out west like Oregon, UCLA, USC, and Washington. That's what kind of that kind of shortened the gap, but there's still a gap between those 2 conferences. But those are the top 2 conferences in sports in the college ranking sports right now. So
and the Big Ten got 8 teams in this year. Or was it 8 or 9? How many teams? Was it 8?
Maryland, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Purdue,
UCLA.
UCLA. Oregon made it this year, right?
Oregon made it.
So that's 7. Who am I forgetting?
Did you mention Illinois?
Illinois, that's 8. Yep, Illinois, that's 8.
I can't think of
that may have been it.
I think that may have been it. Because Ohio State didn't make it, right?
Ohio State, Nebraska, and Indiana were on the bubble.
Yeah, fuck niggas, fuck them. Fuck them.
That's when they were trying to talk shit a little bit.
Fuck them. I don't care. Fuck them.
They're the ops anyway. Fake ass
bitch ass nigga. Bitch asses.
Talk that shit, Dre.
Y'all know how y'all.
It's gonna be the norm for the SEC, though. I mean, they're gonna get 10+ teams in every year, bro.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's about to start looking worse with the football playoffs too, because now that they getting that money, that extra money coming in.
Oh yeah, because trust and believe, we making fun of the SEC when it comes to football now, but they're gonna get back up really, really soon. So.
LSU, let's get it. But yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Like I said before, I mean, overall, this is probably one of the first in many years of me enjoying the men's college basketball from beginning to end. It's been a long time since I've been that in tune with everything going on. It did kind of help that there was some impactful freshmen that was going on this season between Cooper Flag. You had my boy Derek Queen, and you had Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper. So Rutgers didn't make no noise like that. They individually they did well. Then you have VJ at Baylor, but you also had some good veterans. You had people at St. John's, Kentucky, and all that. So overall, it was a good season. So I kind of hope that even though the transfer portal is like the Wild Wild West right now, it does kind of help make teams feel like more established. It's a lot of good ball being going on with the veterans on the teams getting mixed in with young players and young talent with like young NBA talent. So I kind of hope things are going to keep this forward, man. Any last thoughts before we close out on the men's or even the women's college basketball season?
I'll say one more thing. The transfer portal, one thing about the transfer portal, man, it will make teams that had an off year 1 year, they can change their team like that
Sure enough.
the very next year.
Sure enough, yeah.
Like, then you couldn't do that. That's one good thing about it. But I think it need to be some rules. It's got
to be some type of cap to it, because when you get Bama's on a different team every single year, that's getting a little OC for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro. I can't get down with you. I'm cool with you transferring one time, but if you in college for 4 years and you play for 3 or 4 different teams, it's like, who's the problem, bro? Like,
and we talking about
denominator?
And we talking about before your grad senior year. That's OC.
That's a problem, bro. Like, you either soft, you can't get along with nobody, or you just running from competition, bro. And I can't.
You running from the grind.
I'm cool with one-time transfer. And you getting paid. I'm cool with one-time transfer and you getting paid. That's cool. But 3, 4, 5 times, bro. Come on, bro. What are we doing out here?
I like what DJ Nate Carrington said. That second time, you need to sit out for a year.
Yes.
You need to sit out.
Yes.
Like, it's out of control.
It's out of control, bro.
Yeah, because we got to kind of do something, because it's impacting the high school recruiting now, because a lot of these teams rather just go to the transfer portal and get more established players and veterans, rather than trying to recruit like young high school and try to train those up. And development is always a part of the game, and we try to take away from the development because you try and get to what you want to earlier. You kind of cheat in the process, and you're hurting these kids. Not all these kids are NBA talent ready, where you could just bring them in and help you in the program. They need development too. That's why they come in here to you in the first place. So, like, you got to give them a chance.
Yeah. Well, I know one coach who can't develop nobody. He need to go to the transfer portal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, y'all want me to? Y'all know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
I don't care who you talk about. That shit just funny regardless.
But it's my squad. I keep it a band though. Hubert Davis cannot develop, bro. Like, he got to go to the transfer portal to get players, because it's facts. The only player he developed, and I think it's more so the player, is Seth Trimble. He got better every single year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. RJ was RJ. He was gonna get buckets. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, Seth Trimble, the only person he developed, bro. Like, so he got to go to the portal to get players. So, but yeah, hopefully, the 5-star we got coming in this year, he do something.
I mean, Bill Self got to do the same shit now.
Bill Self
too.
Yeah. Bill Self too.
Yeah.
I mean,
his whole squad leaving quick, bro.
That's like in your sell the drugs.
Leave.
Sell the drugs.
Come on, man. We're not promoting that.
You selling crack rock, or you got a wicked jump shot.
What you say last time, Corey? Jump shot the crack rock.
Either you selling crack rock, or you got a wicked jump shot. Boy, that's a real line, though, bro. That's a real line.
Okay.
Family man. Just
good lay.
Get your wife, get some kids. Just be a family man. This ain't for you.
Yeah, bro.
Tell your kids the story about how you play with these people.
Trade.
And did y'all see the nigga from Auburn, bro?
Yes.
The nigga's 25, 26, talking about coming back, bro. Bro, you don't go overseas somewhere, bro?
Nah. It's
over
for
you,
dog. Nah, the other nigga. I forgot his name. The dude with the twist.
The crash out, man.
Mazar,
Crash out, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, big time crash out.
But look, man, before we close out today, we do gotta give this one player this flowers, because unlike some sports show, when you want to talk about greatness and then all of a sudden you turn this into a goddamn another Bron, Kobe, Jordan debate, I'm going to step in and do what's going to be done and make sure this particular player in sports gets his most deserved flowers because not only is he one of the best players in his sport, he's one of the best players in all sports throughout history. So first, let me go get this real quick and give a shout out to my boy, the great 8, Alex Ovechkin, drafted to the Washington Capitals, year 2004. If you don't know, if you don't follow hockey, just a few days ago, he broke the scoring record that was held by the great one, Wayne Gretzky, for a lot of years. Then they're kind of like the Kareem record, but Ovi, in the same amount of games, which is actually funny, in the same amount of games, he broke the record. As a Washingtonian DMV fan of sports and everything, this was something that means a lot to the area because, you know, with everything that was going on with like the Washington football team, Redskins, Commanders, whoever you want to call them, the Wizards, the Nationals, the one consistent figure that we had in this area was Ovi, the great 8. He never went nowhere. He stayed in this one city. We had some heartbreaks. We had some great moments, but he always kept it consistent with his play. And this was a player that never got into trouble. He was a salve on and off the ice. If you know, you know. So, hey man, hey look man, KGB was a sniper. That was a sniper with that stick, man. Let me tell you, he was a sniper, man. But not only was he the new crown of scoring in hockey, let me just go over some of his accomplishments for those that don't really follow hockey like that. He's a 9-time Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy winner, and that means he had the most goals in that one particular season. He has that 9 times. He is a Hart Memorial Trophy winner. That means he won the MVP 3 times. He won the Wayne Gretzky International Award, which means that's the award that the American NHL Players Association gives to international players that impacted the game in all levels at the NHL and other leagues in hockey. He's an 8 All-Star time starter. He's been to 13 All-Star games. He was an Art Ross Trophy leading scorer in 2008, which means you count your goals and your assists. He was the leader of that category in 2008. And to cap it all off, he won the Cup in 2018 and was the MVP of the playoffs in 2018. As BT would tell you, 2018 was a great year for your boy.
I'm about to say that. 2018, bro. Yeah. These niggas, bro. Dre and Dave, bro. That's all I'm going to say, bro. 2018, that's my boy.
Y'all the one that got me in the Kodak, man. Like, y'all the one that what rookies. Man, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, y'all.
We gonna talk about that. We can say that for after the pod. We can say that for after the pod.
Yeah,
we gonna say that for the pod. But unlike certain shows, I do want to give Alex Ovechkin his flowers because as a Washington D.C. sports fan, I appreciate you for everything you did for the city, man. You really put on when you won the Cup in 2018. It was one of the best moments as a sports fan because not only did you end the title drought in the city that was there for a long time, you actually got a little momentum because as soon as you won, the Nationals won, the Mystics won. Hell, we even had a DC Arena football team won a goddamn championship and some shit. So because of you really put on for the city, and your greatness goes over not only just in hockey, it transcends all over sports. So when we talk about athletes, we don't just talk about you with just Sid the Kid or Wayne Gretzky. We got to talk about you with all other athletes across other sports because you were like that in your own league in Russia too. So I just want to give another shout out to my boy, the great 8, Alex Ovechkin. You one of those ones, man. You're my GOAT. It's probably debates on who's going to be if you go whole hockey, but guess what? You put yourself in that conversation could be considered a GOAT in the sport of NHL and in the sport of hockey. Yeah. So all love and respect to you, man. Congratulations, Alex Ovechkin.
Real talk, I might say he the passed it, the kid. He easily passed it, the kid.
I mean, yeah, like he's up there because him and Sid came out or got drafted the same year. I remember.
Yeah, it was Sid got drafted the year after.
Oh, the
year
year
after.
after.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
remember.
Came in
I remember
05.
when they were coming in or when they were prospects. It was kind of
Yeah.
like the comparison was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is LeBron and Melo of hockey. Like you got
Yep.
this
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
and then this guy, and then you got
That's
this
the reason
guy.
why I thought it was the
Yeah.
same year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's yeah. No, but like Ovi definitely stayed down because they like Sid and Ovi had some battles.
It did.
And
The Penguins and the Capitals, and how
them
the
some
Capitals
great fucking
came up.
games.
You know, like coming up short. Usually
That's
it was
one of the best teams. Like the people don't, if you don't know, Capitals was one of them teams in the regular season for a long time.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
it hurt. We always fell so short until
It was,
2018.
it was always the Caps and the Penguins and whoever.
Yeah,
Like, it was always
it was the
Yeah,
Penguins and the
always
Bruins. It was the
y'all used
Penguins
to
and the
always
damn
have
Bruins.
like
and the Bruins.
those Chargers / old Chiefs type runs in the regular
Yeah.
season.
And
Yep.
then 2018, Capitals got over the hump. They
Broke
beat
through.
Penguins, and then they beat
Beat the
the
Bruins.
beat the
Yeah,
Bruins,
and
Vegas Knights. Yeah, in the Stanley Cup. So I respect everything that Ovechkin has done for Washington D.C. and for the Capitals, man. Like 21 years,
yeah.
21 years for the franchise. I mean, I don't
We
know
got
how much,
OT. Yeah, baby.
I don't know how much longer he's gonna play.
The rumor is he has one more year left in his contract next year,
That might be it.
and we're not going to say he's fully going to retire from hockey, but he might go back to his hometown and play some more hockey in Russia, so he can play for one of his teams in Russia. But look, man, the Great Eight, Ovi, I'm calling you KG, Russian greatest KGB ever, the sniper.
Yeah.
All respect to you, because on this show, we're gonna give you your respect and your just dues. Unlike some other people, but we ain't gonna mention them right now. We gonna let them have it, man. Unless they're giving us some money. Then
I want to make about Washington real quick too. That's gonna actually, like, him breaking that record is gonna give y'all momentum head into the playoffs. So it's gonna be hard like that because it could potentially be a second round of y'all and us.
Oh yeah, and the Hurricane.
So
and the thing is, the Caps have been losing some games because they've been kind of like focused on
this record. So now we can play freely and go into the playoffs and everything. So
yeah,
and it's like a lot of good morale that's going on in the locker room. So like that makes y'all a scary team at this particular point.
Let's get dangerous. Let's get dangerous then. Fuck
Caps got a really good chance. They got a really good
chance.
we
do.
Really
I think so too, Dave.
Yeah,
I think so too.
The Hurricanes are always good. They're always in the mix.
Yeah.
I think who else? Was it the Bruins or the Bruins?
Dave, I'm gonna make this easy for you. If you ain't the Capitals, fuck them. That's all I gotta say. If you ain't for us, fuck them.
But look, check this out. Shout out to the Nationals as well. They done put the ops in the ground twice already this week.
For real, they beat them. Oh shit! Okay.
Twice. Yeah, we got the series right now, baby. Yeah, we got that series, man. The parlay, we beat the parlay merchant, bro. Yeah, we got him out of here, dog. Free the real. We know you ain't do it, homie. We know you in jail. You know you in jail for no reason, bro. Free the real. Free the real. You not the Jonte Porter of your sport, man. Free the real. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, we coming up on time, man. As always, we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Hey, yeah, we some funny motherfuckers, ain't we? We always gonna have some time to get these jokes off. But before, I do want to give a shout out to my boy Jamal. He be listening on the show. He be shouting us out. He be saying, we getting better out here. So we always here for the constructive critiques and criticism. Hey, we just trying to get better out here so we can do a better job for y'all. So shout out to my boy Jamal, man. Shout out to our friends that be listening, man. But look, man, Dave, what we be telling these mofos out here, dog?
Hey, they already know about to say, man. Subscribe to the pod, yo. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you like this episode. Make sure you comments. Comment on anything that you heard from us, what we say, what you like, what you didn't like. Let us know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you listen to us on iHeart, Spotify, Apple, whatever podcast streaming platform you prefer to listen to us on, make sure you follow us on there as well. Hit the like button there too. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, our social media platforms. More content is going to be on the way. NBA playoffs is right around the corner. Like Dre said, we're going to talk about the WNBA draft. We're gonna talk about the other things going on in sports because we don't know what's about to happen next. I mean, I don't know. Like
your job is not safe.
Yeah, your job is not safe.
These
I
NBA teams is wild.
I don't know. Steve Kerr might get fired tomorrow, bro. Like who I don't even know, bro. Like something else might happen. Who knows? But make sure you keep checking us out. Like Dre said, we appreciate any feedback, any shout outs you wanna put out on here or let us know about. Hit us up. There's instructions on our different platforms on how to do that. So yeah, more content on the way. Thank you for everybody for listening and checking us out.
And with that, man, I'm Dre from PG. There's my boy C Note. There's not one knows finest BT, man. Straight off of Dreamville Fest, man. Shout out to Dreamville, man.
Thanks.
Shout out to the real. Shout out to the real.
Strings back though. Bring the strings back.
And then of course
man.
And then of course we got the composition book, the rhyme book, the doctor. The doctor, not Dre, not me. I'm not no doctor. He the doctor. Doctor Esquire Day.
AKA Fargo, AKA Bars and Noble.
Bars and Noble.
That was a freestyle.
I told you, Corey gonna get his feature in. Corey gonna give you a quick. He gonna give you a quick 8 to 16. He gonna hold up, man. I got something real quick. Hold on. But with that, man,
that might be my new Twitter name, bro. Bars.
Oh my God, man. With that, man, we Sassing 4. We out.
Yes, sir.